Hello, my friend. You ask me, what's the point of it all? And behind that is a question, why should I live my life, take so much trouble, try to work it all out, and still every day experience the dread and the doubt, make mistakes, have regrets, worry it will never work out, have these incredible yearnings and longings, and just not knowing if I can make anything of myself that makes it all worthwhile. That's the fate of human beings. We are thrown into this world with this open space, both inside of ourselves and around us, called freedom. And it is up to us to discover how we want to use our lives, ourselves, our abilities, our sensitivities, our consciousness to connect up in this world. And it is all about how you engage and tie yourself in to the matrix of meaning. I am certain that there are many, many layers of the matrix of meaning, or if you like, many matrices of meaning. And the very wide ones in the wide, huge, huge universe around us, we haven't got a clue about. We are just exploring it a little bit. But we do know that it is all very predictable, lawful, and pretty amazing. At that scale, we cannot oversee it, and therefore we cannot truly appreciate the harmony and the beauty of it. But we do know that it is kind of functional and pretty completely above the capacity of our minds to figure out how it works and what it's for. I content myself trusting that it is something worthwhile, that I am a tiny part of. I don't want to create too much of an image of what that is, and certainly it's not helpful to me to think of that as God, because that's too much of a human interpretation. I am very happy to accept that my lack of understanding and my openness to the hugeness of what is beyond me is sufficient. If I can be in awe of that and I can respect it and I can use my life to seek how to best engage with the matrix of meaning that I can connect with, then I know I will make the most of who I am and what I'm capable of being. And that is sufficient for me, for my human life. And of course, I have loads of choices and options in that. And I encounter continuous challenges and counteractions to all of my actions. So yes, it's true, life often seems meaningless and awful, and we encounter difficulties with our bodies in space, with these other peoples around us, with the society that crushes us and that makes things so difficult and almost impossible sometimes. It drives us to complete despair and doubt. And most of all, we doubt ourselves. And I think that is when it starts. When you stop just taking your marching orders and fitting in with the meanings that other people have imposed on you, and you start this amazing exploration of what your life really exposes you to and what is possible, then the meaning of your life immediately becomes that of using your curiosity and your creativity and your imagination and all your best abilities that you can hone with your body, with your relationships, with your relationship to yourself, creating an inner world that is a good place to be and that you can always rely on to find nurturance and peace, then, the matrix of meaning in your life becomes sufficient. And plus, year after year, you can figure out more. You can learn more by reading, by exercising your body and your mind. You become a more and more extensive version of what you were born with. And so your matrix of meaning starts to connect up to other people who live in that way and who are interested in expanding their minds and their imagination and the way they live for the good. Because there is this kind of eternal struggle between doing things or being part of things that are destructive, or being part and doing things that are constructive and creative. Now, if you opt for understanding, knowledge, experience, making sense, making meaning, putting things together, finding mastery over various layers of your life, and getting towards a stage where you can have actual wisdom, because what you are and what you know and what you do starts to connect up more and more with the good structures of the matrix of meaning in the world, then you start to feel that you are a focus, a filtering place for what happens in the world and for what exists, a focal point for meaning. And that will make you feel that you are part of what it is all about. So you ally yourself with the good forces, the meaningful forces. Don't worry, it's fine to keep having doubts. I have doubts all the time, but I am figuring it out more and more. And the more I figure it out, the more vitality I feel I am allied with, and I recognize that I can resonate with it and be part of something that is really important in the world, my friend. And when you're a searching person, that is what you're searching for. When you're a yearning person, that is what you are yearning for. When you want to make art and you want to make music and you want to contribute something to the world, and you have to do it in isolation and you have to question whether it is worth it, you can know that every time we are creative and we are constructive, we are part of that overall force for the good. And so it's always worthwhile. I wrote songs from when I was 15 years old, and they were just mine. I kept them to myself. I tried to sing them here or there sometimes, but nobody was interested. But I still carried on, and now I'm recording them. And there is a huge satisfaction in feeling that those experiences throughout my life, they were important. Not just for me or because they're mine, but because they were about me trying to understand, feeling things deeply and expressing them. And that means I was on the path of being part of what human beings have to do, which is to grab what is, work with it, understand it, fine tune it, and render it more meaningful into the world. So don't ask what meaning can be given to you, but ask what meaning you can add to the world and how you can express what is worth expressing in the world. So just keep going, my friend. You are not alone in that quest. There are many of us allied with you. Remember that, and you will connect up to some of those people, and that will make it a great deal easier, because that will show you that you are part of a meaningful whole, and you are never entirely alone, but you have to be prepared to be on your lonely journey now and then, and certainly in the beginning. It takes a while to settle into a pattern that makes you feel you're on the right track. Keep going. Never give up. Trust yourself when you're tuned into the search for truth and what is right. You will get there. Keep going with all your might. Right behind you.